Okay, let's start right away with the questions on quadrilateral. So this is very important. Please, if you have not watched the previous video on introduction to quadrilaterals, please watch it and then you'll be able to answer the questions. So we're gonna start with the first one. I'm gonna try to do a rough sketch, quick here, something like that. So, and they tell us that RSTU is a trapezium. So they tell us the shape of the trapezium. So we know, once they tell us the trapezium, we know that one pair of the opposite side is parallel. So they tell us that this side is 112, and this is T, this is U, this is R. So RSTU is a trapezium. So we know that one pair is parallel. And the question says, find angle T and find angle R. And they tell us that this angle is actually there. So obviously, if it was a parallelogram, these two sides will be the same. So these two sides are not the same. These two angles are not the same because of it is not a parallelogram, it is a trapezium. So the property of a trapezium, they never said that opposite angles are the same. So how are we going to find this angle and that angle? We're going to use parallel lines. We're going to use the rules of parallel lines. We know that co-interior angles add up to 180. So these angles, these two angles inside, when I add them up together, I must get how much? I must get 180. So I'm going to say angle T plus angle S, when I add them up together, I must get how much? 180. So angle T is what we're looking for. Angle S is given as 112 degrees equals to that, and then I'm gonna move that one that side, 1, 2, and then I'm gonna get 68 degrees if you subtract that one. So which rule did we use here? We used co-interior angles add up to 180 because of UT is parallel to RS. It's very important to mention that statement to show that which lines are parallel. And then obviously same applies this side. We're going to use co-interior angles. So angle U plus angle R must add up to 180. Angle U is what we're looking for. Oh, okay, angle U we do have, it's 143 degrees plus angle R 180. Take that one that side. So obviously when this one goes that side, it changes sign. So I'm going to have 143. 180 minus 143, you can press that on a calculator, it will give you 37. And then we also used co-interior angles add up to 180. Do you all see it? Do you get it? So if we give you something like this, you know how to apply the properties of every quadrilateral to get what you're basically looking for. Now let's do this interesting question. This one is very interesting. They tell us that this shape is a rhombus. So let me try to do it. Okay. Okay, so let's believe that it's a rhombus. Eh? So we have J, K, L, M. So obviously they say here JKLM is a rhombus. This statement alone has given us a whole lot of information. They've told us by just saying this that opposite angles are the same, opposite sides are the same. Oh, not opposite side, all the sides are equal in a rhombus. All the sides are the same. So even if they don't tell us in the question, once they tell you that it's a rhombus, we know that all the sides are the same, and we know that opposite opposite sides are also parallel. So this is parallel. And then we know also that opposite angles are equal. So they give us this angle. They say, okay, angle L is 102. They give us only one angle. And then this whole part here, angle is M, but because of this diagonal line, it's cut into two. So we're going to have M1 and M2, but then we add M1 and M2 is going to give us this whole angle. Same applies here. This angle is cut into two. Okay, so let's do the questions. The question says calculate triangle. Let me see. So first question, they want angle M. Number 2, they want angle M2. Number 3, they want angle K1. This question is very, very, very important. So the big shape is a quadrilateral, it's a rhombus. You all agree that all the sides are the same. But now because of this line, it cuts into two. Now we have two triangles. Can we see that we've got a triangle and we've got a triangle there? Right, so this triangle there, we can use this one because we've got a given information there. They told us that this angle is 102 degrees. And then we know that this side and this side are the same. So this triangle becomes now an isosceles triangle. This triangle becomes an isosceles triangle. Why? Because two sides are the same. If the two sides are the same, then we know that the base angles are the same. That angle and that angle should be the same because of we are dealing with an isosceles triangle. So I can use what? I can use, let's use X to represent this unknown angle. So we don't know what angle it is, but we know that whatever is there will be here because these two angles should be the same. So first thing, I'm going to calculate the value of the angle. So what rule am I going to apply? Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line, not angles on a straight line. Angles inside a triangle add up to how much? 180. This angle and this angle and this angle, when I add them up together, they're going to add up to how much? 180. So x plus 102. When I add all these three angles inside, I must get 180. And then remember, we must give a reason. So angles inside a triangle add up to 180. Sum of angles inside a triangle or interior angles in a triangle add up to 180. Anything, as long as you tell them that the angles that are inside must add up to 180, you get a mark for them. Now let's deal with this. X plus x will be 2x plus 102 equals to 180 degrees. Take 102 to that side. 180 minus 102 will give you how much? It will give you 78. Right? And then when you're here, you can divide both sides by 2. Then x is how much? Is 39. X is actually 39 degrees. So this is simply saying that this angle is 39. This angle is 39 because they should be the same because of isosceles triangle. Do you get it? So are we answering the questions? Yes. So we've got the answer to number 2 there. M2 it's 39 degrees because they want this one. And then now we're continuing. So we want to find K1 and we also want to find M1. So what are we going to use? We are going to use alternating angles. I hope you can see it. Remember, alternating angles forms a Z shape. This angle will be the same as that angle because of, remember, alternating. This angle and this angle should be the same. So remember, we have this given angle. We calculated it. We found it is how much? 39. So if this is 39, this will also be 39. So how am I going to write it? Let me write it here. I'm going to say angle K2 is the same as M1 because what? It's 39 degrees because of alternating angles are equal because of JM is parallel to KL. We need to identify where the parallel lines. So automatically this part becomes 39 also. So can you see now? M1, if we want angle M, we're going to add up angle M1 and M2. 39 plus 39 will be how much? 78. So this whole angle add up to 78. And then how are we going to find K1? K1 is alternating angle with M2. Can you see? This one and that one are the same. This one and that one are the same. So I'm going to say, okay, M2 is the same as K1. And they're equal to 39 degrees because of alternating angles are equal because of what? JM is parallel to KL. I hope you got it right there. So this is how you're gonna answer those questions. You saw how parallel lines came into play. It was very important. And then also the diagonals, they broke the shape into two triangles where we're supposed to identify the type of a triangle we have and use its properties. So you can see that quadrilaterals, we used a triangle and a rhombus to solve a question. So let's do one more question on this. One more question. I hope you can see there. Okay. So let's do this one. Okay, they tell us that now we are dealing with a... Okay, let me try doing like this. Like that. Okay. A, B, C, D. And they say A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. Now remember, this statement on its own is enough. It's enough for us to calculate any other given information, unknown information. They told us angle A, it's that one. And there is a diagonal line there. And then we've got the part of D as 20 degrees and this other part is unknown. So what do you know about the parallelogram? We know that opposite sides are parallel. Can you see this part is parallel to that part? We know that this side is equal to that side, this side is equal to that side. You know, we know all these things. We know that this angle will be the same as that angle. So we can answer all the questions that they're gonna give us. So let us write down the questions. The first one they want, so let's say this is D1, this is D2. Let's say this is B1, this is B2. So firstly, they're going to ask you to calculate B2. They're going to ask you to calculate angle B1, angle B2, the whole of angle B. So we're calculating angles here. And lastly, they want you to calculate angle C. So we can answer all these things without even being aware that we're answering it. What we have to do is to analyze the diagram and then try to solve it. So the first thing that we can do is to deal with this angle here. If this is 82 degrees, then automatically this part will be 82 degrees. How do you find this one? Because of opposite angles in a parallelogram. So I'm going to write this, PAM. And you know that this stands for parallelogram, are equal. So opposite angles will be the same. If this angle is 82, that angle is 82 because of their opposites. Can you see that one? Perfect. And then how am I going to find this one? I can find this one now because I'm given that angle. So I realize a Z shape. A Z shape says this angle and this angle are the same because of alternating angles. So I'm going to say, okay, B2, angle B2 will also be 20 degrees because of alternating angles are equal because of DC is parallel to AB. We are using this rule of parallel lines because of we have parallel lines. I hope you can see it. So we are answering that. So I'm going to go ahead and label 20 degrees. So I can find D2 now because I've got this angle and this angle. So I can use angles inside a triangle to find D2. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, D2 plus 82 degrees. Okay, should I write first the angle D2 plus angle A plus angle B2 equals to 180 degrees. I hope you see it. So what rule am I using there? Angles inside the triangle add up to 180 degrees. So D2 is what we're calculating. We have this one is 82 plus 20 degrees equals to 180. So I'm going to take those two to that side and then it becomes a negative. So let me just quickly work it out now. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? Yes, okay. This two, angle D2, when you add them up together, you get 102. So 102, when it goes that side, it's going to subtract. So subtract 102 from 180, you get 78 degrees. Can you see that one? Okay, I hope you're still on. It's 78 degrees. So this portion is how much? 78 degrees. 78 degrees. And this part, if it's 78 degrees, then automatically we've got this part as also 78 degrees. So we can answer the questions now. D2 is 78 degrees. B1 is how much? It's 78, I believe, also degrees. And B2 is 20 degrees. The whole of angle B will be what? 20 plus 78. So it will be 98 degrees. And the whole of C will be 82 degrees. And obviously, you need to give a reason for all your questions. And that's what we did there. So you see how you deal with such a question like that. So let's see, 98 plus 98 plus 82 plus 82 will give you 360. So when you add up all these quadrilaterals, so this part will be 98 because you add 20 and 78. This part will also be 98. Add 98 plus 98, 82 plus 82, it will give you 360. And you know that your answer is correct. So we dealt with this 3 questions, and most of the questions will be around those things. With a square and a rectangle, there's not much that you can ask because of we know how much the angles are and all of that. But with these ones, we can play along with the questions because of there's a lot of questions that we can ask based on the rhombus, parallelogram, kite, and trapezium. Thank you so much. Keep on watching the channel. Like and comment if you understand. Even if you don't understand, you can just put a question, or if I missed something that maybe I did not see, you're welcome to tell me and then I'll fix it. Thank you.